So every now and then, I will get compared to Casey Neistat. But look, let me show y'all something. This is Casey Neistat when he first started vlogging, 2015. And this is one of my first ever vlogs from 2011. Come on, right? Like, come on. And now look, I am not trying to say that Casey copied your boy Sky Money, but I am saying, is it possible to be ahead of your time?
And what you want, the less you let things upset you.
All right, let's rewind back to 2011. That's when I dropped the first episode of The Sky is the Limit. As a matter of fact, I just made an episode about this, basically saying how I knew no one was gonna watch. But what I didn't say is that I also started these mini vlogs. And the reason I started vlogging was because it was gonna take us a while to be able to shoot episode 2 of The Sky's the Limit. So I just wanted to keep myself busy and do something else, work on something that I could. So I grabbed my iPhone 3GS and legit just started recording. And now at the time too, I did not know that these were vlogs. I would legit just record what I was thinking about, what I was working on, what I was like going for. And I started doing this because remember, I'm still a bit new to LA. I mean, I'm not that new, but I'm still fairly new. And things are still extremely exciting for me. So legit, I would grab my iPhone 3GS, just sit it up against something, and I would shoot whatever I could, whatever I was doing, whatever I was thinking. I would just shoot it and then just edit it together and post it on the same channel, The Sky is the Limit. And now, again, I did not make that many vlogs, and I was just shooting whatever I could with my iPhone 3GS. So yeah, the sauce, I did not have the sauce. I'm gonna just go ahead and be honest. The sauce was missing. And now fast forward to 2012, and I believe that's when we shot the second episode of The Sky is the Limit. Obviously release it right away, but we did shoot it. And I just kind of stopped doing the whole like vlogging thing. But yeah, I eventually moved on. I then started like doing more cuts for CBS. Then started dabbling in a couple of vlogs here and there, but not similar styles as the one from The Sky's the Limit channel. But I did keep my creativity up. If I'm being honest, I have not heard of Casey Neistat. I'm gonna just be real. I mean, I haven't heard of him. I think I've seen a couple of his videos every now and then, but not his vlogs. I've only seen like his short films. Those are the things I've seen. And look, I ain't throwing shade at Casey Neistat at all. Look, this ain't a diss track, nothing like that. But I will say though, once I started seeing these comments about him, I looked him up and then I found some of his old HBO shows. And what's so crazy is that after looking at his HBO show, I would have to say he brings the sauce, but he was ahead of his time, because now what's so funny is that if you look at the format and the way he shot his HBO show, that's how all these new sort of filmmaking vloggers are making their vlog now. And this is no joke. Look at one of his old episodes of the HBO show, and I'll look at somebody like Life of Riza.
In each episode, we'll show what's going on in our lives through a series of short films.
Starting over. Not necessarily the prettiest process.
So now when you look at Life of Riza's format and the way she shoots these cinematic vlogs, and then look at Casey Neistat's HBO show, remember, it was super old. Look at the two. Casey was way ahead of his time. He would have blown up with that format today. So basically what's happening is that the moment I saw like one of Casey's old episodes, I instantly thought about Life of Riza because I've seen her do it first. But the truth is, Casey did it 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And what's also crazy is that Riza probably has never even heard of Casey Neistat's HBO show. Guaranteed. I promise. She probably never seen it. Because, I mean, look, I haven't seen any of his vlogs, and I've been on YouTube for a minute. And now I am super curious as to how this happens. But I think for the most part I think the way something like this happens is that no one's really original. And now don't get it twisted. I don't think this is a bad thing. Matter of fact, there's a great book that talks about this, about basically how to steal like an artist. Oh, there's the bells. Side note, look at this shot. That is a dope shot. Well, to simply put is that a lot of people get inspired by a lot of different things. Like I've mentioned on the vlog a lot of times how I've worked in television for a long time. And obviously I've picked up tips and tricks of what they do. And I just incorporate into what I'm doing. And then also I watch movies a lot and there's certain directors that I love to steal from. But just like how I love to steal from these people and grow from my experiences, other people get the same idea. So basically what ends up happening is that people steal the same shots that I'm stealing, and then we look the same, we look similar, or one of us look like we copied the other. In reality is that we copied somebody else. So then, if you can't be original, how do you find your style? Well, that answer is actually fairly simple in the sense of like, you just kind of need to be yourself. Sorry, I'm like moving this tripod and it's not going, come on. Oh, I was screwing it the wrong way. There we go. But yeah, you kind of just need to be yourself and then bring your sauce to what you've learned in your experience, even if it's inspired by somebody else. But key difference is you gotta be yourself. That lighting is amazing. And now look, the best way to find out your style is actually, I feel like it's actually through your personality and experience. My personality is very I'm super extroverted, and I am a happy guy. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm nerdy, happy, and just boss all at the same time. Pull up if you want the smoke. But yeah, my personality in general is very upbeat, and that translates into my editing style. It also translates into the way that I actually shoot and film things as well. So I will say, definitely consider what you like, what you don't like, and really figure out who you are as a person that can then be translated into what you're doing creatively. And now look, I know I've mentioned finding out what you like and what you don't like through your experience, but you can also do this through market research, getting on YouTube, looking at your favorite creators and seeing what they have that you like versus what they have that you don't like. What would you do differently, and how would you do it differently? Oh, side note, they didn't have regular milk, they just had oat milk. I ain't gonna lie, oat milk is disgusting. I do not like this cappuccino. I'm just super sad. And after you've done your market research, don't just copy and paste. Figure out how to put your spin on it, your personality, your sauce on it. Like, for real, don't just copy and paste. Like, this is super important. It comes, like, people can tell when other people just copy and paste things. Don't copy and paste. Look, it's okay to Control-C that, Control-V that for certain things, but not for this. Like, you put your own spin on it and keep revolutionizing it, basically, and experimenting with it, and you will come up with your own style. And now something else to consider too is, what's your lifestyle like? Because that's another thing too that a lot of people don't consider when figuring out their style. And then once you somewhat find your style, then you just kind of build off of it, play around with it, and again, do some more experimenting in it. What works, what doesn't work for the audience. But for the most part, you now have the foundation of your style and your sauce. All right, now before I get into the comment section, I do have to ask you guys two questions. One, did you guys like my financial rules that I make for myself video, the last vlog? Did y'all let me know what y'all thought about that? Because it was definitely a different topic, but I felt like I had to share it. And then two, hold on, Pimp, hold on, y'all want this cookie? Oh, go ahead, I got you. Look, it kind of looked like a butt. Okay, so now let's get into the comment section. All right, the first comment is from Louis Lou Media Entertainment. He says, failure is nothing more than another opportunity to succeed. People, I 100% agree. And to me, to be honest, I feel like failure is such an amazing thing because you're not really failing. You're just kind of experimenting. That's just the way I see it. So personally, I kind of want to fail as fast as I can so that I can learn as much as I can. because man, time is going by quick. All right, next comment is from Juan McReady. I think that's how you say it, even though that's a boss name. Juan McReady says, yeah, these things can happen and all those negative ways can build up, but great to see you have a way of turning it around and making it positive. And to be honest, yeah, it wasn't that bad. And he's talking about the video that I recently made about basically just super uninspired vlog and everything going wrong. And I'm gonna be honest though, it wasn't that bad. I'm just keeping it real. It's actually not that bad in the grand scheme of things. And that's why I was telling those stories about my car getting stolen, as well as my motorcycle, as well as like getting into that really bad accident and just a ton of other things. I've had so many things happen, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of happy that they did happen. And at the end of the day, anything negative happens, it is, man, I can handle it. There's nothing I feel that I can't really handle, but that's just me. I'm just Super Saiyan. Same with you guys though too. There's nothing you can't handle. Get that in there. There's nothing that can be thrown your way that you cannot handle. All right, the next comment is from TJ86 and he says, thank you for always inspiring. Your positive light is much needed. Man, thank you TJ, for real. Cause I'm gonna be honest, my personality is overall a positive one, just to be real. I've always been that way. I've always been like the goofy, kind of nerdy, kind of fun, excited, kind of just excited about life kind of person. So yeah, I'm happy that I can share that with you guys. All right, and the next comment comes from Devin Bradford, and he says he literally just had one of these moments where just things just did not go his way. For example, he was walking around the city completely out of his comfort zone and he checked his audio when he got in his car and there was no audio to the vlog. Man, that is the worst. I cannot tell y'all how bad it is. And you put all this work in, especially if you're going off the dome too and you got the best ideas, you can't even go back and reference it because you ain't got no audio. You can't do nothing. But man, Devin, I'm so sorry. And yeah, dude, it happens to the best of us, to be honest. I am constantly looking at the screen now, just checking the audio levels just to make sure we are Gucci. If you have a wireless mic, just hit record on it and record internally. That way you know you have audio. All right, next comment is from Drulius Films, and he said, nice car in LA. He's talking about the one that got stolen, okay? He says, nice car in LA. Looks like I had an S14 with an S15 front conversion. He actually has an S13 hatch with an S15 conversion, and he loves that front. Look, man, I love it. He's right. I definitely had the S14. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, basically it's just the Nissan 240 95. This was such a good car. Like, I love this car, and I modified this car a lot. S15 front, SR20 swap, the whole shebang. Listen, Julius, I could talk cars all day, pimpin'. All day. And now look, I want to do one last comment, and that's from Ronald versus the World. And he says, hey Sky, first time commenter, but I've been watching your channel for a year now. And he says he also lives in the Netherlands, pimpin', let's go. But for some reason, he had a really hard time filming and vlogging here. Boy, I can't go nowhere. This car. But in the message though, he did say he filmed his first vlog last weekend with the Pocket 3. And he says, thank you so much for the inspiration. Man, that is great to hear. To be honest, yeah, I would say sometimes you just need the right drip to get to be comfortable, especially out in public. So if you're not comfortable with a big camera, it is okay. There are so many options out now that it's ridiculous. There's no excuse. But oh, no wonder it was so busy here. I didn't even realize it, but there was just there was somebody getting married. That's why. I saw it in the shot briefly, but now if I turn this way, you can see it right over there too as well. Like this, yeah, somebody had just got married, and yeah, that's why it was so busy right here. That was my fault. I'm in the way. Man, now I feel bad because I hope I was not in a lot of their shots. Dang, that would suck. They looking at their photos, their wedding photos, and they see me in the background vlogging. That would suck, man. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it because I enjoyed making it. I gotta get my booty back to work. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks so much for all the comments and the questions. Man, y'all are killing it with the comments. Leave some comments. Let me know how you find your style. I was just wondering, how do you think that you found your style, or have you found your style? And if you haven't, again, just start with being yourself. That's the best place to start. But also hit me up if you need anything. Y'all know I'm here. I be hugging the block every day, all day. But seriously though, thanks again for watching. I gotta get back to work because I got a meeting, and I will see you in the next one.